God. So, hi guys, so today's video is going to be the positives and why I think almost all diesel or direct injection diesel cars should have catch cans. And I'm going to give you some facts and figures and sort of some information, and I'm going to leave a link below about, you know, if you want a more in-depth video. I think it's called Engineering Explained, do a great video and all the facts about catch cans and what makes them so good for direct injection engines and why you should have one. So I'm going to leave the link below, but yeah, let's get into it. So the reason you install a catch can is so it will catch any oil or any other contaminants that would normally go through the intake manifold and diverting them into the catch can and holding them, or getting rid of any oily air into the atmosphere. It will obviously eventually fill up depending on how much oil and contaminants there is, but normally most catch cans have a plug at the bottom. Well, all of them have a plug at the bottom, so you can drain them and then reuse it. So the main differences between catch cans, you can spend between sort of £30 and about £200, and really the only main differences will be size. So you can get a lot, obviously it can hold a lot more. The cheaper ones normally just have a sort of a metal plate with loads of holes drilled through it as like a sort of sieve that way, and it will just go through and it will just sit at the bottom, where the more expensive ones have a bronze filter which will filter all the contaminants going in. So really it will only catch the oil, and the sieve, the little bronze filter, will catch all the contaminants at the top. So when you drain it, you just replace the filter, you drain it and replace the oil, or get rid of the oil. Yeah, so the drain plugs as well, making sure it has one. I mean, not all of them. If you go really cheap, they won't have a drain plug, and you'll just have to physically sort of drain it out the holes instead of just taking it off, unplugging it from the tubes. Yeah, so size, the amount of oil it can hold, the bronze filter, the general quality of the catch can itself, it will just be a bit better if you spend a bit more money. Although all of them serve the same purpose, they all do the same thing. It's just the more expensive ones will have a bronze filter, which is like a really fine mesh, which will just filter out the contaminants a bit better. And when you drain it, will drain the oil a lot easier. And they'll normally be larger and a bit higher quality. But other than that, I mean, I run I think it's £50 catch can with the drain plug. It doesn't have the bronze filter. And that's absolutely fine. It's worked perfectly for years now. I think I've had it on the car 3 years and drained it a couple of times. And yeah, it's absolutely faultless. So regarding prices, you can spend sort of £30 and it probably won't come with a drain plug. It'll be slightly more difficult to drain out. Sort of up to £200, and they'll have the bronze filters, the drain plugs, and be slightly larger. That's really the main differences in catch cans themselves. So a typical catch can will plug the hose running from the top of the engine's crankcase to the intake manifold. So the hose relieves pressure in the crankcase generated by blow-by. So that's basically when pressure escapes the combustion chamber by seeping past the piston rings. The problem is this pressure relief hose is allowing any nasty stuff and contaminants to go from the crankcase into the intake manifold, which is not where it belongs at all. And that's the whole sort of point of the catch can, is it's directing all those nasty contaminants and oils into the catch can, catching it there. And then any air that would normally be transferred is just going into the atmosphere. But that is the whole point of the catch can itself. So this contaminant buildup can cause bad fuel economy, it can cause misfires, it can cause loss of horsepower. So it is a crucial thing to make sure that no bad contaminants are getting in your intake manifold, clogging it up and causing, you know, errors to the engine, which you don't want. So the only real downsides in installing a catch can is figuring out where you want to mount it. I've got mine mounted down here next to my fuel filter. Mounting it to the side and stuff like that, it's using what metal you can around the engine bay and the space that you don't really have. But that is the only real issue with actual installing catch cans themselves. It's a very simple process of just removing that hose at the top that was going into the intake manifold. I mean, you can get a longer one and divert it around the engine bay and keep your engine cover if you want. It's sort of completely down to you. I just have it running across the engine bay, got rid of the engine cover. It doesn't really bother me. And then I've just got the hose going down there out into the open. I think you can even see it potentially, maybe. It's a bit too dark, unfortunately, but yeah, it's basically just routing down to the atmosphere underneath the engine. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this sort of informative video. I will be making more videos soon. It's just been a bit quiet due to getting a house and sort of stressing about all those sort of things. Yeah, follow me on Instagram and tag me in photos. It's just JSMK_YT. Also use the hashtag JSMK and also tag me in any photos, as I'm looking at obviously featuring cars and stuff like that. And it's an easy way of me seeing what people might be interested in getting a car on the channel, and also obviously linking everyone together. It's just a nice little atmosphere, nice little YouTube place to go on Instagram. But yeah, please follow, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.